Hello, everyone. Freedom Runner here. And this is going to be another episode of Freedom Runner's dating advice. But I think I'm probably going to change it to relationship advice or love advice or something like that, because after reading this one is actually about a married couple. The husband wrote it. Um, it's an interesting situation. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. I think this might be better than the last few that I've done. All right, so it's about a guy, 29-year-old man, married to a 29-year-old woman. It says that they've known each other for 6, but he's been married to her for about 4.5 years. So there were 2 different stories here written by the same guy, sort of the same version. The first one that I've read was actually written a day ago, yesterday, and that the title of that one, which I won't read, by the way, I won't read the story. The title of that one was, "My wife has gained so much weight, I've lost almost all attraction towards her." So, when I read this story, and it's a pretty long story, by the way, I kind of sided with the wife because I felt that he was being a little shallow and making her weight issues all about him. That's kind of how I took it. But I really didn't know all the details. And I'm glad that I didn't post that video because I was about to post it. I did a video of this story. And I typed a comment towards this story, right? And tried to give him some advice. But after I was finished typing a comment, I read other comments. And then I read some pretty interesting things about that marriage. And there was a link to a story which he did back in March, which talks about the same situation, except some juicier details, if you catch my drift. So, going to this story, the title is, "I've lost all attraction to my wife after discovering she cheated before we got married," which totally changed my stance towards her. Now, for the sake of me judging anybody, I'm not going to judge her. I'm not going to call her a hag. I'm not going to do any of that. But we all know that what she did was horrible. But I'm going to read this story, okay? And it's not quite as long as the one he did yesterday, even though he left the juicy details out of that one. So, we've been married for 4 years now and have known each other for 6. I discovered she cheated on me when she visited friends out of state for the first year that we knew each other. But I discovered it within the last 8 months. Now remember, he wrote this back in March of this year. I presented her all this circumstantial evidence that all but proved that she did. She insisted she didn't, liar, but when backed into a corner, she all but confirmed it. So, in other words, she neither confirmed or denied that she cheated on you. And if she hasn't denied it, of course she did. She's guilty, and she doesn't want to say it because she doesn't want to hurt you any more than she already has. Logic. I couldn't bring myself to press harder, and she couldn't bring herself to actually say the words. My point exactly. Ever since then, it was like a light switch got turned off. Any intimate relation we had since then has felt like a chore to me, kind of like doing dishes. I've even faked orgasm. She has also gained a ton of weight since we've been married, and that hasn't helped at all. You want to know why she gained all that weight? She's guilty. It's been eating at her for the last, 4 years? 5 years? It's been eating at her. She's guilty. And she's been living with that. I still love her, and we're getting ready to have a child. Whoa. We also have the house, and our best years are almost done. I'm sorry, man. She lied to you for how many years now? Those aren't your best years. Your best years are ahead of you. That's the way you should be looking at it. We're cresting on 30, and I feel guilt if I back out now. I'd still back out, and I'd keep the child. I want a divorce, but it would destroy her. Who the hell cares? This ain't about her feelings anymore. This is about your feelings now, bro. If I were you, I'd still back out. I'd still divorce her. I'd still keep the child. I don't care how she feels. She didn't give a damn about how you felt when she cheated on you. And she didn't give a damn about how you felt when she'd been lying to you the whole damn time. She kept this thing from you. Did you really believe that she actually gave a damn? Knowing that she cheated on me, though, and her still refusing to admit it, naturally, it wrecked me. We were in a really good place when she did it too. Oh, I bet. So good times are bad, nothing feels safe anymore. I know she isn't doing anything now. Are you sure about that? But I just can't let it go. I don't know what to do. Well, I told you what you should do. I don't know if you're willing to do it. Well, actually, you did say you're not willing to do it. I'll tell you what you can do. 1, definitely pray about it. If you haven't prayed about it, please do. 2, forgive her. And what I want you to do is to look her in the eyes and tell her to her face that you forgive her. Forgive her. Forgive her for cheating on you. Forgive her for lying to you. Forgive her for keeping it a secret. That'll make her world even more messed up. Maybe then she'll admit it. Because she knows you know. And I should also point out that just because you forgive her does not let her off the hook. It does not mean that you excuse what she did. Because at the end of the day, I was screwed up what she did. And now that you have a baby involved, that makes this situation more delicate. Leaving her would be easy if there were no kid involved. Is she still pregnant, or did you guys already have the kid? Because you've written this in March and now it's July. No, I'm sorry, August. Why do I keep forgetting it's August? Time goes by. Bear with me, guys. Anyway, it's August now. It's been a few months. So I'm going to pray for you guys. I'm going to pray for you. I'm going to pray for your wife. I'm going to pray for the baby. Obviously, there needs to be some healing. But for you to be able to move on, whether you choose to divorce her or not, you must forgive her. You don't have to excuse her. You don't have to live with that whole thing. Regardless of whether you decide to keep her or not, forgive her anyway. Just do it. If you haven't done it already, forgive her. But tell her to her face. That's all I got, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope that whoever is watching this, I hope that if you can relate to this story, please pray about your situation. Don't do anything drastic. Pray about that situation. Love and prayers, guys. God bless.